Hey traders, haven't did a video in a while, so I decided to go ahead and do one. See, we're coming up into the doldrums. I'll see if we can get a trade off before lunchtime. We'll see what happens. So here, as you see, we're coming up on, this is a 2-minute chart, and of course I have a higher time frame. This is mainly my entry time frame, but we're coming up on an area of major resistance, and I usually display all this on my primary time frame, but I'm showing you on this chart for just more demonstration purposes, but more weight is given to my higher time frame. And so if this is violated, this has the potential, of course, to change the trend and change the direction. So basically what I'm looking at to see what is the reaction as it comes to this area. So then based on that, I can decide if I want to fade it for long, or what is the reaction, decide if it's going to set up for a short setup. And my bars are basically colored. I divide my bars into dynamic and static bars. All these olive colored bars are all static bars. Well, actually the olive colored and gray bars are all static bars, and my white is dynamic bars. And so throughout trading, I was able to actually even improve my style of trading. Basically, with red and green bars are really meaningless. When we are first taught to trade, when we use candles, we are taught to give weight to those, but that weight can usually be an illusion. So what I like to do, I have my bars rated as when does interest come into the market, and my dynamic bars are rated as interest coming into the market for whatever reason, and my static bars are pretty much rated as at this point there is no resolve for the market. It could be moving up higher, or it could be in a range, but static bars are just no real interest in the market at the moment. And these gray bars are just signals pretty much. When it gets to my primary, my higher time frames location, I look for these because these are just basically MRBs. And these right here, of course in blue, are what I like to call MRBs with follow through. These are more potent. These create areas of what I call buy zones and sell zones. So that's something to note. But I'll pause it and see, when we get a trade and go from there. Okay, I just entered a long trade. The entry was right above this bar right here. It's basically just 3 contracts right here, and I have 1 salary and 2 bonuses, and we'll see if we can manage these and get these off. Even though we had an area of major resistance here, I wanted to see how this pulled back, and this pullback wasn't very potent. So it's possible that we can go higher, and then also given the weight of my higher time frame, we might be able to go higher. And what I've been working on for a while, these are my S&D lines, and these are my support and resistance lines. All these are S&TM lines. I actually have a script now that actually plots and removes my S&D lines as they occur and as they are resolved. The other half I'm still waiting on is to plot my SMTM lines, my support and resistance, but I'm still working on all. So these are 2 supply and demand areas, but we'll see how prices react to these. I'm gonna have to pause this so it'll be enough time. Since we're in the doldrums, this trade is possible could take a little while since we're entering the lunchtime. At the current moment, I'm going to give it room to play around, and as we progress, then I'll manage it accordingly. But at the moment, it needs a little room to play around, because you have some individuals that's possibly still selling here and didn't fail to recognize that this was not as a potent pullback. So this area could become tested a few times if it decides to go up. If not, and it comes down, well, this is why we have our stop in, which is insurance. Same way as we have car insurance, we need trading insurance. So this is just in case in losing losses is a byproduct of trading, so we can't get around that. So the SMTM style of trading is more precision than trading by volume. Some traders trade by volume and just enter more and more trades, and some traders trade by precision. There is no right and wrong way. It all depends on your personality. My personality, I can't get 3 or 4 stops in a row and keep on trading, because that crush my mental. That'll cause me to do irrational things. So I have to have a limit and just pick and choose my opportunities. Yeah, at the moment, it's still looking a little positive. Like as I said, each one of these, when I have this wording right here, these are MRBs with follow through. And as we go up, a new zone is being created, and these zones are defending. So likely what could happen if this was going to come back down, it'll form a pivot in this zone and try to go back up and not form another zone, a new MRB with follow through. So if it does that, then it might be time to worry and do some trail stopping and just try to manage it. Not necessarily worry, but time to step up my risk management. So at this time, I'm still going to let it play a little bit and see what happens. And through SMTM style of trading, basically that's what we use. We use SMTM lines, S&D lines, and buy and sell zones. So currently I just moved my stop up under this buy zone right here. As you see, we pulled back down again to here into this buy zone. So what I really would like to see is it tries to make an attempt up from here. So we'll see how this plays out. This is not too good. This formed technically a sell zone up here, but the majority of my weight is being given to the higher time frame. So since the weight is given to my higher time frame, I'm going to go ahead and stay in this trade, and we'll see what happens. We formed another bullish MRB right here, so I like to see a follow through. This turn into an MRB with follow through, and I'll feel pretty good then. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, still here. We still waiting through this to see what happens. Stop has been moved up under this pivot, and the reason for you guys that don't know why I call this style SMTM trading is basically we only buy where they have showed us the money before. So whether they showed us the money through making new highs, creating supply and demand, or through price patterns which create buy zones and sell zones. So these are, we only buy once they've showed us the money, and we like to rebuy at those areas again. And we went down pretty much all morning, so they had some good opportunities. And so here, the way we like to divide it up is into a salary lot and 2 bonuses. And so basically, this is 3 lots for demonstration purposes, but ideally what you'd like to have is your salary is 70 to 80% of your lot size, and then the 2 bonuses are divided up with what's left. So if you use 80% salary, then the next bonus is 10% and the next bonus is 10%. But we like to get that bigger share out the way immediately, because the salary is how we survive. Bonuses, those are extras. Just like in work, we get good performance, we'll get bonuses. But salary is the main thing. So at this point, I'm still hiding behind this pivot. This is an area still where they've showed us the money. Actually, what I would like to see was this area created another MRB follow through, but my higher time frame still allows me to manage it from there until I see a certain pattern, and then at that point I'll really focus on this. So we'll pause it till we see what happens. Now this is the one. If this does not produce MRB follow through within 2 bars, then I'm gonna do a bar by bar and trail this. So we'll see what happens. If this, at this point, if this doesn't produce that, My higher time frame has told me, hey, you know, this should be the one that starts to go up. If it doesn't, it could be a problem. So we're gonna wait. We're gonna see if this can produce it. Yep. I just moved my stop up below here. This did not produce a MRB with follow through. So now I'm just gonna do bar by bar on this 2 minute. So now my main concern is reduce my loss, which of course I've done. And so at this point, like I said, losing is a byproduct of trading. So in this particular trade, this was not a winning trade, but it was managed to the T, not by subjective rules, but by objective rules based on what the price action is telling me. And so we'll see, and I'll do another video if something else comes up. All right, traders, talk to you later.